Can't hear nothing, so I'm relying on you.
Okay.
Capiche? Mm-hmm. All right. All right, man. Mic check, mic check. I can't hear what I'm saying, so it sounds very awkward, but I'm here with my lovely daughter. You can come in the camera a little bit. I don't know if they can see you. No, not like that. Just bring your chair over a little bit. All right. Bring your mic over a little bit. All right, cool. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
All right, cool. Oh, yeah. You got to scream. I got you.
I'm screaming.
Okay. So how can I start this off? Well, let's talk to you because it's been a minute since you've been on camera. First of all, why has it been a minute since you've been on camera? I feel like you don't love doing my podcast no more. Like you used to always want to do the podcast. Now you act like you too cool for me. What's going on?
I just been putting it off.
Oh wow. Okay, you just said it like it was just. You said it like it was just like okay. Like you've been putting it off. What does that mean? I'm just somebody you can just put off now.
No, I'm talking about the podcast.
Is that what we come to now?
I'm talking about the podcast.
I am the podcast. The podcast is me. Like what's going on? Your hair done. You look all beautiful now. What you trying to look? You trying to look good for somebody or something?
No, but
you trying to get highlight footage for somebody? Huh?
I just got my hair done.
I know that. You look beautiful. Look at me.
I just got it.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Well, you look nice.
Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else told you that? Boys.
My mother.
Boys.
My grandma.
Boys. Any boys told you that?
My auntie.
Okay, I see what you're doing here. You ain't gotta go there. I know how you are. But yeah, man. So as you get older, because I've been doing it for a while now. Now I think about it, and you've been around since before I've been doing the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So, how about you on camera? You feel like you shy? You're not shy? You feel like you kind of? Does this ever help you with kind of like speaking publicly or speaking like in school and things of the nature? Like, does this help you at all? Or you just feel like you've always had it in you?
No, I don't think it helps.
Oh boy. I love that. I love that answer. It's great. Go ahead.
It's the truth.
No, I like the truth.
I guess when I just have to speak, I'm ready to speak. I guess.
Well, let me ask you this: because you watch a lot of your older stuff we do, how have you developed as a speaker per se? You look at your older stuff and you was like 6 and then 8 and then 10, like now. Being 13. You're 13 now, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You're getting old, man.
I think I think I can give better answers now. When I look back, I was just talking about toys.
I think now that you have definitely a more broad vocabulary too, you're able to put words together better than you did before. I know the famous one you've done is when you talk about the toys and stuff, and you was like, first of all you talk country as hell. That's the first thing, right? But you like the word just wasn't matching. You know how you're younger, you just say words you think go together, and you would do that a lot. You just say words that him is. It's like it's he is. It's not him is. It's he is. Unless you're saying Jimenez, like it's like it's a Spanish last name or something like that. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, cool. It's so awkward me not having the headphones, but now I see how the guest feels. So I do want to say actually about parenting real quick, and we get into. I swear to God. Because you know me, I go. But I have to ask this for myself. As a parent, and you be honest with me, like you always are. Like you've been honest since you started here. What are some things I can do better as a dad, as a parent, for you that you feel like, or you may not feel like that you need from me? What can I give you?
You can give me more money. That's first.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
More money.
Yep, that's first on the list.
Spoken like a true teenager. Remember the days when you would say things like more hugs, more kisses, daddy, just cuddle, watch movies, quality time. I remember those answers, you know what I'm saying? Money, you went straight to money. Like, what's going on? Who you hanging around?
We should go to the movie theaters more. That's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the fact that it don't be a lot of good movies in movie theaters.
Yeah.
They kind of on Prime and Tubi and Netflix and things like that. But I will take you. Like I've always taken to the movies though.
Yeah, but we should do it more frequently.
Okay. Hey, yeah, I asked for this. I got it. I asked for it. Okay. All right, more movies. What
There's
else?
actually a new Avengers movie coming out. We should see that too. Doomsday, I think it's called.
Got you. Put that on my list. You said Doomsday?
Yeah, Avengers Doomsday.
Not fucking happening. Okay, got you. Doomsday. All right. Anything else?
Uh, Not right now.
What do I do good? What are some things I do good that you say, you know what, Dad, I like when you do this. Keep doing it. Without it being money, please.
You check on us.
Mm-hmm.
You spend time with us. You play with us. You like to talk about our interests, Bailey gymnastics, or
I know we're gonna talk about movies in a second, but I do want to ask you, like, and this is me being honest, and like I said, I know you be honest with me. How did it feel? Remember you wrote that stuff during the storm. Like, I know I joke a lot. I know I can kind of gain a room with jokes and my lightheartedness, but I really am still proud of you for what you wrote and just having that synopsis for a movie or a book. Be not sure what you're gonna do with it yet.
yeah.
But what was your thoughts on me, like, every time I got around somebody, making it a big deal, like making the whole room be quiet and reading it out loud? Like, what was your thoughts on that? Like, I feel like I want to be, and I'm not in no competition with nobody about doing this, but I want to be a bigger supporter. I never want you to grow up and be like, I did want to do this, but I felt like my parents wouldn't support this. And I felt like you took an interest in something, and you, like me, you don't take interest in every single thing. So when you took an interest in writing, I'm watching you write, and I'm watching you do character development, I'm watching you sit at the table for hours. I'm the only person I know sit at the table for hours. And I'm like, oh, and I don't know if you got that from me or if you just got it from yourself. I don't know. I'm not taking credit for it, but I remember seeing that thinking like, yo, she really want to do this. And so every time I could, and still today, if I'm around somebody that I feel like can help you or push you or be any kind of support system for what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a big deal. And I'm going to read it from start to finish every single time. I do not care. But how did that make you feel? Like, do you feel embarrassed? Are you happy about it? Is it just expected? Do I do it so much you feel like it's just the normal thing?
I felt supported. I like hearing people's opinions on it, on the plot, whatever I wrote down. I like hearing people's opinions on that. I felt supported and proud.
Okay, good. Well, I was proud of you, so and I'm always proud of you. Okay, and so I want to get back to the audience that's watching. So my style of parenting is a little different than some people probably. I do parent through talking a lot, and that kind of comes from my dad. He talked a lot. You know that. He talked a lot, and I feel like some things he say, even though he's not here no more, it still resonates with me it still resonates with me because it's something that's just cemented in my brain, in my mental to think about. So I hear him sometimes, even though he's not here, right? And I want that for you guys as well. But I also feel like you can tell your kids, hey, don't go this way. But I feel like just saying that is not enough, because now you're intrigued to go that way. So let me tell you why you shouldn't go that way. And before you have found out why you shouldn't go that way, because as a kid, as a human being, we still gonna do things. That stove is hot. How hot is that stove? Oh, okay, it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We still gonna have that. And just knowing that, I know, okay, well, before you can touch the stove and get hot, I want to be able to show you how hot it can actually get without you getting hot.
Yeah.
And I like I'm big on art. I feel like art is a representation of life. And so movies, books, songs, drawings, any kind of drama, acting, plays, essays, stories, all these things are representations of life because it comes from living experiences, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I do try to school y'all or teach y'all through movies, through shows. And I know my dad used to do this all the time. Now, my dad didn't do the teaching part. He smoked. So if we get high a little bit, he might fall asleep. I ain't gonna lie, all right? I'm just being with you, right? However, he would pick us up. Prime example, we got a half day. My mom, hey, your dad gonna pick you up today? Okay. Dad pick us up half day. Well, y'all supposed to be in school still, right? Okay, cool. And we can watch Malcolm X. Okay, why are we doing this? So we in there watching Malcolm X. He sleep. knocked out.
Yeah.
We up watching this Malcolm X speech. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's saying what he's saying. I don't know why he hates who he hates. I don't know why he feel the way he feel. I never got the explanation of things. We just watched it. I understood the concept now as an adult, but we never watched it, and it really thoroughly explained it.
Yeah.
Which brings me to what we're going to talk about today. So I sat you down and had you watch one of the greatest movies of all time, okay? Okay, clap it up for Juice. The movie Juice, okay, with my man Omar Epps, Tupac Shakur, and others. All right, we're gonna say others. I don't know their name. First, before we get into it, let's talk about rate the movie in your opinion from 1 to 10, and tell me why.
I will rate the movie. I'll rate it
Be harsh.
I'll rate it a 8.5. I
Okay.
like the characters. I like their motives. I mean, I like how they went in depth with the characters, their own things. Yeah. It was a lot of things in the movie I like. It wasn't just focused on the plot. It wasn't focused just on it wasn't just focused on Bishop.
Bishop is crazy. Bishop is insane, actually. Bishop or Tupac? We can say Tupac, but Bishop. Tupac played the character Bishop. Bishop is insane. But I do want to say, and to add on what you're saying, so I'm gonna go with you and say 8.5. I want to give it a bit higher score, of course, but I feel like the older I get, I see flaws in the movies here and there. The more I am intrigued by art, I read up on more art, watch more art. I see movies done in a great way. I see movies done in a bad way, thanks to your Tubies, your Netflixes, your Prime Videos, and things of that nature. And then I had my own hand in acting, so I do great art a little differently, because I do feel like there's a certain kind of dedication you have to have to the role in the film and just that genre of society to be an actor or actress or writer, film director, photographer, whatever, right? I think it's layered. That's what I like about it. It's layered, and I think my extra push, I can give it a 6. My 2.5 points come from the fact that I'm from that same place,
Yeah.
so I resonate with a lot of the themes that were exploited in the film. See, that's a good word, exploited. Come on now. Exploited in the film. So what's some? Tell me some of the themes you saw first. Let's do all of them, and then we'll kind of pick apart each theme. You can ask me questions as we go along as we explain this film.
Okay, so some themes I saw were loyalty,
Okay. Loyalty,
gun violence, peer pressure,
power.
power. Yeah,
We
power.
can go 4. We can go 4. 4 is
Okay,
fine.
4.
So power, right? Okay. So we do power last. Let's do that last. Let's start with loyalty. So in this film, you have 4 friends who are a group, right? They hang together. They seem to do everything together.
Yeah,
The movie starts off in the morning. It starts off one morning. They all gathering. They getting ready. It's like it shows you each person's life before they walk out that door, kind of what their home life is like.
yeah,
So you got Q. He's the older brother. He's clearly a fly guy. He got a lot of shoes. He just keeps changing his shoes. Nice looking guy, clean cut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty boy. We kind of got that. Got a mom. You ain't seen no dad there, so this a mom. She probably give him a lot of leeway. He probably feel like he the man of the house. You get that from him. Okay, cool. And then you have Still, fat. Okay, shares room with his brother. His brother thinks he stinks. He has a dad, so he has rules. He comes from structure,
yeah,
right? But he probably wants some sense of belonging. That's what I see. I get that from him. He wants some sense of belonging. Then you have Raheem, who we feel like is the crew's captain, the leader of the
Yeah.
crew. Nice looking guy as well. Has a sister, has a mother. Remember his sister gave him that $5 to get in the shower? So he's not the oldest. So he's a younger, so he's not. So even though he's the leader of his crew, He comes from not being a leader of his household, like in his own home,
Yeah.
or he comes from seeing other leaders, which is probably why he's the leader in his crew, because he sees his mom, his sister take care of business, so now he know how to take care of business, and we'll go more in depth on that. Then you got Bishop, household crazy as hell. Bishop woke up, shirt off, 6-pack for whatever reason, right? He has a dad or somebody in there who ain't talking at all. He just sitting there looking like this. It's a whole scene of him like touching him and putting the money in his pocket, and the guy says nothing to him. So we already know it's some kind of it may be hereditary, or maybe some kind of family illness or something down the line where it's like something is wrong here, right?
Yeah.
So just off that alone, we kind of got a background of each person to go into the next scene where they meet up. So we got 4 guys from 4 walks of life meeting up. One guy got somebody crazy at home, probably. You know what I'm saying? One guy just got a mom at home. He's fly as hell. One guy's fat and sloppy, but he wants to belong. He belongs in his crew. He got 3 other probably handsome men. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good mesh, right? And they taking them in. They taking Steel in. They love Steel. You can tell. But in this movie, you see they do everything together. They got ready and then they met with each other.
Yeah.
Right? This person got that person, they met up, went to school. One of them getting bullied by somebody. So them seeing that was able to stop the, hey, he with us.
Yeah.
That's loyalty.
Loyalty.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help you in your time of need. We here for you. I got your back. It's loyalty. I got your back. So we see that beginning of the film. They got his back. They left him alone because his crew was there. All right? So they go. Now, a thing that's not talked about in this film that I want to talk about, truancy. You know what truancy means?
No.
It's a long no. Okay, so it's like when somebody's skipping school, not going to school. So mind you, they got ready to go to school and didn't go to school. They got ready, got fly, met up. They screaming in the window, Bishop, Steel, right here. They calling people name in the window to come down. Parents think you're going to school. Oh, your friends are there ready to go to school for you? Okay, yeah. Parents think you're going to school.
Yeah.
They're not going to school. They go into the arcade to make money. Because why? Still can play the game. Still can play the game. He can beat everybody. Still, let's make some money. Pay everybody. You betting them. So you're going to make all this money because you're beating everybody. So much that when that spot got raided, if you remember, when that spot got raided in Juice, Still was still playing the game.
Yeah.
He's a game freak so much he even hear the cops coming. Everybody run out. I want to say this. They run away from the cops. We're going to get that later. But I want to bring this loyalty thing up. What happens next? They go to the school to pick up Steel. After Bishop and Q got away and Raheem got away, they meet up somehow, some way. After they meet up, they go get Steel from school. Then on to the next thing. So when I say loyalty, I'm thinking like, okay, we leave together, we come together, we leave together. That kind of loyalty. So we all gonna, before we move, we gonna move as a unit. That's also a type of loyalty and structure, which we said Steel comes from, which we know now Raheem may come from, with having a mom and the older sister in his home. It's some structure there, right? Which we know Bishop may need. He may not have that. You know what I'm saying? Q may need. He may not have that. So that mesh was for a reason. Okay? So when I think of loyalty, I'm thinking that. I'm also thinking Q got his DJ gig.
Yeah.
They go to the DJ gig with him. Q comes from the DJ gig for the auditions. They at the park. They all meet up at the park. It's so many scenes where they're all together. That's like loyalty. We all together. We're gonna go over this plan together. When Raheem wished Q good luck in the stairs, yeah, I want to tell you good luck tomorrow. Loyalty. Like, I know we got this thing going on we're gonna do, but I'm still here as a friend for you. That's why they bond was a little different. You could tell they had a little closer bond.
Yeah.
Okay. Were they fine to you? They were pretty. They were fine to you.
That came out of nowhere.
I'm just answer the question. I know. Okay, you're lying, but it's okay. I hate when you lie to me about that stuff, because I thought you could tell me, yeah, daddy, he's fine. Not too much now, but you could say that. So that's where I think loyalty comes into play. There's also disloyalty now too, or you could say loyalty, depending on how you look at it. I say disloyalty because when Raheem does die, he gets killed by a friend.
Yeah.
Those other 2 friends that saw that didn't say anything to their family. They didn't go to the cops. They did nothing to bring Raheem's family at ease with this may have happened. And that's where it's like a a judgment call for me.
Yeah.
Because is it loyalty to Bishop to not say nothing because he the one did it? But then is that loyalty that Bishop showed by killing Raheem? Was it a really mistake or was it not? You know what I'm saying? That we'll discuss it later on. But is that loyalty or is that fear at that point? Two different things. I feel like you can be loyal to somebody, you can be scared of somebody. And it's hard to, the movie is not long enough for us to determine what it is, but I feel like for them to have this loyalty where like one go, we all go, one leave, we all leave. Well, they went and did something, they all was there. They came back to that DJ and only 3 came. One lost his life. So even if the theme isn't loyalty per se, I think it's the tarnishment of loyalty.
Yeah.
You know, like how can it tarnish? And it was quick. I'm talking about up until the robbery scene, they was like this. 2 minutes later, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Who is this guy with the gun? Who is this maniac? Who is Yosemite Sam with the gun? Like, this is crazy, right? So any questions you got about the loyalty part?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you think Tupac.
Oh my God, you sound like Kamala Harris. Go ahead. Tupac is crazy.
Tupac, do you think he ever had loyalty in the movie at all?
No, I think Tupac suffers from, well, Bishop in the movie, I think he suffers from what a lot of people suffer from is convenience. I say sometimes you could be a friend of somebody, you could be somebody's friend off convenience. Like, we're friends because you live 4 doors down from me.
Yeah.
We're friends because you in the same class as me. We're friends because we ride the same bus to school. We're friends because we go to the same school. We're friends because we live in the same neighborhood. We're friends because we got a lot of commonalities that's like bringing us together. So we're forced to see each other. We're friends of convenience. I'm conveniently seeing you every day because I'm riding the bus. I'm going to school. You know, we in class. We got class together. You're in a close proximity of me.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be friends if I lived in another borough over or another state over. I wouldn't even care about you. So I think the loyalty part may have came from that because I think Tupac might have been loyal to whoever was close to him. And I don't mean that close as like we're like this tight. I mean close meaning proximity.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it looked like in a movie Tupac might have, or Bishop probably, might have needed those guys to be his friends so he won't get bothered by other guys.
Oh yeah.
What's the other question you got? I see you got notes, so I'm just making sure.
No, I think that's the only question I got about loyalty.
Okay. So, what's the other theme? You said loyalty,
Power, peer pressure, gun violence.
peer pressure. What's your thoughts on peer pressure?
I don't like it. No, I don't like it at all.
Is it? Have you ever been peer pressured to do anything, or do you feel like people have tried to peer pressure you into doing something?
Yeah, I think people have tried to peer pressure me, but I don't think I ever did it.
So you never succumb to it. Like you didn't fold.
No, I didn't.
Interesting. That's strong. That's a sign of strength because it's hard.
Yeah.
You got your friends, people that you like, or they like you, or you feel respected, or you care about their opinion. Because you're younger, you thinking people's opinion matters of you. Like somebody that ain't gonna matter 5 years from now. You're like, oh my God, they might think I'm this, so I have to do this now. You know, it's insane. But that's how life works. Peer pressure in the film. For me, it would be a couple things. The main thing I would say, I would use this one thing. Q, he was remember when he came to the park and they said, once again, it's on. And he go, what this fool talking about? We gonna stick up old man Quillis. He's like, no, you ain't. This nigga scared. That right there is peer pressure.
Yeah.
This nigga scared. Now, whether Q was scared or not, don't matter. It's not about being scared. It's the fact that he's using that tactic to get him to do something he clearly don't want to do. He don't want to rob this man's store. He don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Loyalty, though. I'm loyal to, you can clearly tell it's dividing the crew. Q never messed with Bishop in the first place. You could just tell they wasn't that cool.
Yeah.
But Raheem, my man, still my man. Loyalty is bringing me to this peer pressure. But also he's saying I'm scared. For some reason, I have to prove him wrong. I have to show him I ain't scared.
Yeah.
Because the only way to show him is to rob the store now, right? That's the only way to show him, right? The person that's getting bullied is telling me I'm scared. He can't walk to his own block, but I'm scared, right? Peer pressure is like just that decision making. And then it's on the day of his DJ contest.
Well, I got one question. Do you have any stories where you folded to peer pressure?
I got a lot of stories. Yeah, peer pressure. And I wasn't big on it because I don't think anybody can force me to do something, but it's still peer pressure if you do it with intentions of originally not wanting to do it. And I told you before, like, just gang stuff, I think, is more so my peer pressure. It was more so being in a gang I didn't want to be in, but my peers, like, come on, man, like, we need you. You know what I'm saying? Like we need you. Like, this gang ain't gonna work without you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how they're talking. I just folded to it because when I was tired of hearing them talk about it, but also it's like you start
influence over you.
You start to influence your own. Like
Yeah.
those words start to make you think, like, you know what? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? A lot, nigga. A lot, right? A lot.
Yeah.
And I told you that story, and like a lot happened. Like my story of peer pressure, just a quick story. I was in the school where they had this gang task force sweep, and up until 90 minutes, I wasn't in the gang, right? Let's just say 11 o'clock a.m., I joined this gang. Well, at 12:45 p.m., they started calling names to the office, right? For something that happened days ago, probably, or weeks and days ago. I was one of the names they called to the office, but for some reason, they told me to sit to the side. I'm thinking I'm good because the people that's sitting over there, it's a lot of them, mind you, like about 40 people sitting over there. Grew up to be killers, robbers, but I know them then. Even at that point, they were like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm sitting with two guys that ain't about nothing. Well, I was wrong. We were in the most trouble, actually, right? But the thing, my peer pressure story is, I wouldn't have been in that situation if I would have just said no
Yeah.
2 hours before that. The fact I didn't say no, I couldn't even tell nobody like I wasn't in the game. Even though I lied and said I wasn't to my mom, she cried when she found out. But I never got a chance to tell, like, Mom, I was only in the game for 2 hours. Like, I didn't do anything. I wasn't in the gang like that, put like that. I hung with them, yes, but I wasn't in the gang. But also guilty by association.
Yeah.
So when you say peer pressure, it's also about who's your peers. Because sometimes your peers ain't your friends. Your friends are just your friends because y'all are cool, right? But my peers are people I had a common interest with. I had a common interest with taking something that wasn't mine. I had common interests with people with doing things I shouldn't have been doing that I didn't need to do, but I felt like I needed to do it because at the time I wanted it and I couldn't get it nowhere else in my mind. I know now it's different, but at that time I felt like there was no other way to get this. I need $40. So how many people I gotta take from to get $40? I'm gonna do it, and I probably gotta do it double. So if I had to take from 4 people to get $20, it's gonna take 8 now because I'm gonna take a man with me, so we can do it together. That was my dumb way of thinking at 11, 12, 13 years old. But yeah, I did. So that's one story I have, as far as peer pressure. But that was peer pressure for Juice. And Juice is like, if Raheem just stays at his DJ contest and don't go with them, he's never involved in no murder. So I want to talk about peer pressure for a minute. Even still, not just Q. Think about still. Think about Raheem. Think about Bishop, whoever idea was, right? If Still would just stay home with his dad and his brother, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
If they would have just went to the DJ contest, they'd have been fine. But no, in a matter of, it seems like 3 minutes, they went from kids that were just juvenile delinquents, just bad kids for now,
Yeah.
to robbers and murderers, and accomplice to murderers, all because of peer pressure. So one decision, just one decision, I'm gonna go with y'all. I'm going to participate in this robbery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a mask, put it on my face, and come with you. 90 seconds. A 90-second decision. Lifetime of consequences.
Yeah.
That's the double entendre. If you think about something else, but it's not a big deal. No big deal. I love you. Okay. But yeah, and that's how I look at it. But even though I love juice as a youngin', nobody ever explained this to me that way. Like, to break it down. Just think about it. People like think, oh, you scary. I'll be scary today. And 10 years from now, after that, being scary in a decision and you being outcast for being scary or you not being like that or whatever it can be, that can also be a different perspective once time passes. So you scary today. You scary because you won't come to me today. I'm in jail for 15 years for a robbery. You smart now. See what I'm saying? Now you smart.
Yeah, I see now.
Because you're not in jail. I'm in jail because I wasn't scary. Ooh. Clap it up for me, guys. Oh, don't clap it up for me. Don't clap it up for me. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
That's the reality of the world. So a lot of times peer pressure, it's a lot of people in jail for peer pressure. They ain't murderers. They was there at a crime. That crime turned into something else. Right? So peer pressure it was a big deal in Juice because you look at them in a matter of 90 seconds, these goes from the juvenile delinquents, handsome kids, talented kids, juvenile delinquents, to murderers, and one of them dead. That one peer pressure decision, that one bad decision making cost somebody his life. Cost two guys their life, because then Bishop died anyway.
Yeah.
But Raheem, y'all don't rob that store, you don't have to die. Right?
I think still he got injured.
Still got,
Yeah.
but you know, people like Still, let me tell you about people like Still. He had no backbone. In New York, it'll swallow you up, like really, like not being thorough, not being tough, not having no backbone, not being able to speak up for yourself. It's really the land of like you gonna be prey and get preyed on, or you gonna prey on somebody else. That's kind of that's the reality of living in New York. Like if you're weak, and I know that, I'm either gonna prey on your weakness. It's a chance I leave you alone, but I might not, you know? But that's just the reality. Once you show a sign of weakness, you fool. So Still is fool regardless, you know? What was the other theme? So we did
Power and gun violence.
I want to stick to gun violence. I'm going to do power last. Gun violence. You know, the first time I saw a gun, it was my dad's, of course. I remember going in, I graduated kindergarten. It was that same day. Went back home. I went with my parents. They were together at the time, believe it or not. I went in the drawer, saw a gun. Me being a kid, I always ask dumb questions. All right, so dumb question one. Hey, Mom, does Daddy have a gun? Oh, no, of course not, sweetie. Okay, cool. Dumb question number two. Hey, Mom, you sure Daddy have a gun? 'Cause I saw a gun in the drawer. That's the shit I was doing. I don't know why. Oh, that's a gun you kill ducks with, but you shouldn't be going in the drawer. I knew that. She said it in a different way. You know how TT was. She said it in like a real, like more like curse me out kind of way.
Yeah.
Whatever. Congrats to me for graduating, right? I said to say, they didn't need a gun. You know what I'm saying? That they probably could have robbed that store with a fake gun, a BB gun, but them having that real gun. The thing about the gun violence theme and Juice, it just shows you that, just like power, which I'm gonna get into in a minute, everybody can't handle the power of a gun. Everybody can handle what a gun brings. A gun comes out of safety, comes out of it's hazardous in the wrong hands. And so when you think about gun violence, a lot of times just not having that gun will stop a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But and they're young. They're not supposed to have a gun anyway. I mean, they bought it illegally. They're too young about a gun. So you can have these laws in place and everything like that, but it's still ways around it. So another decision making, going to buy a gun, stop. It's so many. A good theme in this movie will also be poor decision making.
Yeah.
These niggas live with their moms. They are kids. They don't need guns. they somehow mustered up enough money. And how talented they were, how smart they were. They thought, let's put our money together and let's buy a gun, guys. Why not, right? Let's get a gun. We already don't go to school. We already, running from the cops every day.
Yeah.
Damn our grades. Let's buy a gun, man. Why not, right? Horrible decision making.
Yeah, but I think the themes, gun violence and power, they kind of go with each other with Tupac.
Tupac is right.
Okay, Tupac.
Or just say Bishop.
Bishop. He, he had the gun, so he had the power. He felt like he had the power. He felt like he could make the group do anything.
I'm glad you said that. And that's a theme, I think, too. Power and gun, because people with guns think they have power.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you got something. All right? I'm not trying to fight a nigga with a gun. So you do have the upper hand, I guess, with a gun. But the most powerful person with a gun is someone who knows how to use the gun in the right situation, the right time.
Yeah.
A gun is supposed to be used for, certain things, but if using it in a violent sense, it should be if harm is done to you. Mm-hmm. One thing I did learn from my dad is you can carry a gun if you want to. You can have your gun because it's protect yourself, protect your family.
Yeah.
You pull that gun out, you better be prepared to use it. That's the first thing. Secondly, if you don't have to pull your gun out, don't pull it out. But when you think about gun and powers, there's people, when people buy a gun, the first thing they want to do is go to the store 20 times. I promise you. The first thing that they're going to do when they buy a gun is go to the store about 20 times. And they're going to walk to the store. Or they're going to the roughest store there is. You know why? They want an issue.
Yeah.
I got a gun now. This is the thing. They'll go to a store they would never have went to in the first place. Poor decision making.
Yeah.
But let's talk about gun violence, right? A lot of killings and shootings that they wouldn't even need to happen because people, when they got a gun, they feel that they empowered. They feel empowered. I'm empowered to check an issue now. Mind you, before the gun, they weren't checking issues. They would stay in neighborhoods. They weren't getting out of cars at rough gas stations. Mm-hmm. They weren't putting themselves in harm's way. They get a gun, they walking through the crowd. What up? Who got a problem? Who wants something? What you looking at me? Yo. Nah, for real. Like when people got a gun, they're a different person. Think about Bishop in the movie. Before the gun, he couldn't walk through his own block by himself. He had to have his crew with him. Mm-hmm. He got the gun and dished the crew. That man got the gun, dished the crew, and started killing everybody. Mm-hmm. He killed his best friend. Well, he killed the leader of his crew.
Yeah.
He killed Rodimus, who kept bothering him. He ran down on him. It's like he wanted that problem. He wanted them. He walked to them so they can bother him and ran down and killed them. Try to kill Q. Try to kill Still. Like he wanted those problems. When people get a gun sometimes, like they feel invincible. The sad part is when you have a gun, just like I can have a gun. I got a gun. Mm-hmm. So do everybody else. They ain't just make mine say, yo, man, I got something for you, bro. Mm-hmm. You about to be the most powerful person in the world. Take this. It holds 16 shots. 17 if you put one in the chamber. But guess what? It's 1,000, a million of those across the world. So what kind of power do you really have?
Yeah, but I think Bishop, he wanted people to respect him more too with the gun. I
agree. Now, it's two sides to that, what you're saying. In one instance, I can understand that 100% because when you get tried a lot and people keep playing with you, you want to make a statement. Mm-hmm. You want to tell them, hey, I'm not to be played with. And he did just that. Mm-hmm. The sad part about that is to what end did it? To what end? Jail time? Is your respect gonna be to the point where you have to go to jail for the rest of your life? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to have a gun and get respected. Mm-hmm. People die with guns every day. Have you ever seen any war movies? Have you I know people that have died with guns on them. Mm. A gun, whereas it does something, it creates some sense of it's like really a double entendre, like a oxymoron, because it creates some sense of safety.
Yeah.
But it also creates a very big sense of danger as well in the wrong hands.
I agree.
I shouldn't go to the gas station, take my gun out, and walk in like this. Why? Yes, people not going to bother me, but now I'm scaring everybody. What if I scare somebody that got a gun, and now they checking me? So now we drawing down because don't know each other from nowhere, but because I got this gun out, because it's in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
You know, so a gun in the wrong hands is more than anything. A gun is not necessarily the bad thing, but the gun violence. They never had to kill that man. Raheem didn't have to die. Still didn't have to get shot. Q didn't have to get shot. I want to say he had a revolver. He shot 1,000 times, first of all. A revolver won't shoot 6 shots, but that's another story. So I think it plays into the role of gun violence in New York at that time. New York was heavy on gun violence then. So a lot of the things in the movie was more so like to create awareness. But like I said, art imitates life. That bitch Juice is a lot of movies. It's a lot of people's everyday life in New York during the 90s, early 2000s. That's just how it is and how it was. So that's why Juice is such a classic, because so many people can relate to it because they've been there and they've seen it happen. I'm telling you, niggas get guns, Brooke, and they turn into the toughest. Sometimes I could tell somebody got a gun. Just how they post on Facebook. Yeah. Whoever went on wreck, oh, whoa, he must got his first gun. He asking for the problems now. That's how it be. You got any questions on like gun violence or anything?
Well,
Talk to the mic.
Speaking of the gun, what would you have done in a situation when Raheem got killed?
I'm sorry. Say that again. I'm sorry.
What would you do in a situation when Raheem got killed?
What I have done? Wow. Knowing me at my younger years, being in New York, there's a high chance that if it was something like that, I maybe would have went along, because I always felt like nothing. You're not thinking somebody's gonna die. You're just thinking money.
Yeah.
And money is scars. You know, and I wanted it. And what you're doing with your brothers, your friends, people you feel at the time, they there for you, they down for you. So I would have went, probably. Younger me, not like 15, maybe not like 16 up, no. Before 16, yeah, I probably would have went. Now, in that situation, I understand it. There's nothing you really can do besides unless you're gonna kill Bishop, because at that point it's street stuff. At that point, and you gotta handle street stuff the street way. So where I'm saying loyalty would come in that as if Raheem my man, that's my man. Raheem my man. We in a crew, but Raheem my man, still my man. Somebody that just in a crew with me, and I'm not like, you know. Because they already had rifts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Q and Bishop. The loyalty part, I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying you need to do this, but the loyalty part is take that man out. That's loyalty. You gotta take out Bishop.
Yeah.
Technically speaking. I mean, and Q ended up doing that, technically speaking, if you just be honest, but he didn't do it in a way that it wasn't thorough. It wasn't like.
He did it too late.
It wasn't respect. Well, I can't say that because they said, you got the juice now. Remember the end? That was about respect. If you want some juice, respect. Juice means respect. But to what avail? Because a lot of stuff they were doing, you can get respect 1,000 ways. I don't have to kill somebody to get respect. I don't have to shoot somebody to get respect. I don't have to beat nobody else to get respect. You get respect by how you carry yourself. You tell me something, I tell you respectfully, bro, look. Don't talk to me that way. Like, respectfully. I don't want no problem. I'm just saying, don't talk to me that. It seemed like confrontation, but that person deep down in their mind, they got to respect it because you came with them respectfully. And if they don't, you fight them or whatever y'all fight. Even if you lose, you can get respect, because if you put up a good fight and you fight somebody and you lose, the person that fought you, they're not trying to go through that every time. They're not trying to go through that every time they see you. They're going to respect you. Yeah, you lost the fight, but you gain the respect. So some losses is wins. But back to what you were saying about in that situation, I think just my street sense of that time, you either got to take Bishop out. That's it. It's the only way. Because telling is not like, it's not a thing. It's not a thing, at least when I came up. Now it's a thing, I guess, but telling is not a thing. It was like, it's looked down upon in the community I grew up in. Go ahead. You guys all your question now. I'm gonna finish it off.
Okay. What do you think it means to have power?
Ask that one last.
Okay.
Yes, ask that one last. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So about the robbery, is there any similarities in the movie and in your experience living in New York?
Yeah. I mean, I've obviously I've seen robberies. Not proud, but been a part of some. Like I said, the person, like, I'm your dad, so like me now is not me when I was younger. I'm in a different environment. I grew up around a lot of it was a lot of savages, a lot of hungry people, a lot
Matured.
of misguidance. I was misguided. In a sense, I looked up to people that I shouldn't looked up to, probably. I wanted juice, respect from people that didn't matter because they don't. I know they didn't matter because they don't matter now. The things that I looked up to at that time had a heavy influence as far as like music and just being outside where I shouldn't have been. So with that being said, I've seen a lot that I probably shouldn't have seen. But I was in that environment. I remember walking to school one day and I seen my first robbery I ever seen was with TT. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. We was in the check cashing place. And it was so crowded. Everybody cashing their checks. Lady cashed her check. A guy hit her. Boom. Took as she turned around, boom, took it and just ran out. In this crowded big place, he stood on a wall like he was in line. Boom. And I had to put that part in it because he really rocked it, like just really boom, and nobody did anything. I mean, this is the 90s now. This is 95, 94. We in this check-in place. They're not liable for that. They gave her the money. He waited and took it and ran. And probably bought crack with it or something like that. Right? It's sad. I remember seeing her cry, like, damn, that's fucked up. I'm young at the time. I'm emotional. I'm young. But as I get older, I turn to that same person per se, not him. I ain't know not nobody out, no lady out. But I said to say taking things that don't belong to me. So when you talk about robbery, I can tell you this, because I don't want to put myself in that, but I will say this per se. One of the last things I seen in New York, and this might be a reason why I'm even down here now, but one of the last things I seen was being out. I'm 14 at the time. I shouldn't be out this late anyway. It's like 2 a.m. Maybe 1, it's like 1 a.m. We outside, and me and my friend, we're with some other 2 guys I know from middle school that I ain't seen in a while. And they make a call, and an older guy comes. I know the older guy because he way older than me. He's older, like 25, 26. Mind you, like, comes. One thing leads to another. It's a robbery happening. A gun go off. Bam, 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 bam. He get hit. He falls on the ground. Now I'm watching this in real time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I wasn't a part of it. This is something that's not a part of it. I'm just once again being outside in a place you shouldn't be in. He died. No blood though. Just he couldn't breathe. And the ambulance is out there, everybody trying to, I could tell he was dead right then and there. I know his kids. He had 6 kids. I knew his kids. I'm like, damn, that really messed me up. I'm like, what messed me up the most is I go to the wake. I never been to a real wake in my life. I go to the wake, and I remember seeing him like, yo, people can really die. I remember a week before that, we in the Chinese restaurant with him. Not with him, but I'm in the Chinese restaurant. He comes in there. He's older than me. I'm 14, 13. He's like 26, 28. I don't know. He comes in the restaurant. He talking about if his son ever gay, he gonna shoot his son. This is not mine. This is like 04, 05. So bear with him, right? And that's my last thought of him. Because it was 9, 10 o'clock. We all in the Chinese restaurant. The same restaurant I took you to when I went to New York, that same Chinese restaurant, the last time I seen him before he died. Before that night, rather. And anyway, so that happens. And I go to the wake, and the people that's responsible, they're there. As if nothing happened. As if they not the ones that, And I'm like, bro, life is crazy. So when I say like you resonate with Juice, think about Juice when Bishop came to the funeral.
Yeah.
Not the same thing, of course, but they outside. Man, they ain't come inside of it. They outside. And I'm gonna say, what up? I'm like, bro, what? Y'all should be in another state somewhere. Why y'all here? And that's just how it goes. I remember that death messed me up a long time because seeing it is like, watching a movie is one thing. Seeing that in real time, seeing somebody really, really just not be anymore over something so small and stupid, really insane. But that's my, if you're talking about like any experience with robberies, I would use that one because I'm not going to say anything. I mean, we've done stuff, but I never had to kill nobody to take something from them. It's just more threatening and things of that nature. It's never like that. It's not, but nothing I'm proud of though. What other questions you got?
I got one final question. So when we were in New York, you was telling me about your life in New York. You was talking about how you were friends with people a couple years older than you. I was wondering, did you ever feel like you had like power, or did you ever feel anything being the youngest in a group?
I have no power. I felt more power around people my age because I hung out with people that were older than me. So I felt like because of me hanging around older people, I experienced things I probably shouldn't experience, but they was experiencing it at the real time. I was experiencing it earlier than I should have. When I say old, I'm talking about when I was 8, hanging with niggas that's 15, 16. I have no business hanging with somebody that's 15, 16. Right?
Yeah.
When I was 7, 6, I'm hanging with people that's 8, 9, 10. When I was 12, I'm hanging with people that's 20, grown. They have grown issues, kids and all. I'm hanging with them. So when I would hang around people that's my age, I'm 12, hanging around 12-year-old, I'm like, this nigga boring. Like, I looked at people I hung with, they was boring. I'm like, but they were safe.
Yeah.
Because they weren't doing nothing that, some of them. Now, the ones that wasn't safe, of course, we hang around. But we also are hanging with the older people together because they misguiding us. And they're not like peer pressuring us. We want to do it. But they're not telling us no. Not every time. So I never felt like I had more power than the next person. But I did, when I went around people my age, I did feel like I was more mature, more grown, which it wasn't. I just was more experienced in certain things. And I think even now, like, I don't get scared out of stuff. People always say, oh, you troll, you play, you joke all day. Somebody gonna do. I feel like with the life I lived, if something was gonna happen to me, if somebody gonna do something to me, it been done already.
Yeah.
Cause I've been in real situations, all that type of stuff. So like when I'm joking with somebody or I'm joking on somebody, and they be like, oh, he gonna do. Okay. Cause I feel like I've already experienced very, very strong situation where anything could happen and it didn't. So I'm just happy that I'm here to be with my kids and enjoy life, So I would say that more than anything. Yeah, I would say that more than anything. And then so power. Talking about power, I think this is the thing about power for me. It's not for everybody. Everybody can handle power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that in a nutshell. Not everybody can handle power. Power isn't for the weak. You give a weak person power, you got a weak leader. Because power is just leading. Power should be given to those who can lead. Because a leader can distribute that power effectively. Case in point, in the movie, Raheem's the leader. He comes from a household where he got an older sister, and it seemed like his mom's. So he's not the leader in his household. So he's seeing great leadership somehow, somewhere. So when he get around his crew, yo, chill. We not going in and rob that store at Blizzard. Remember Blizzard? They do that, try to stick the store up.
Yeah.
We not doing that. Why not? Blizzard in there right now. We can go. I said no. We not going. He ain't had no gun. He ain't force him. We not going. Come on. What happened to Blizzard? He died in there. Cops killed him. That's a leader. That's somebody who can have the power. I'm not putting y'all in a situation to lose your lives.
Yeah.
And I think, and remember, Bishop was so mad. Him and Q had that. If we was there, back him up. If we was there, be 5 dead niggas instead of 1. Remember that?
Yeah.
If we was there, it'd be 5 dead niggas instead of 1. That's maturity. That's foresight. And you need that in a crew. That's why that crew was so effective. You need that because we need to know that this nigga's a wild card. Bishop is also a wild card. They just didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? It should let Bishop go. They be alive today. But I say it to say power ain't for everybody. You gotta watch. You gotta watch who got the power and what they do when they got the power. So once again, Raheem, Structure. We not leaving. Let's go get still. Structure. Let's meet at the park. Structure. Be here by 9. Structure. We in and out. 90 minutes. We checked already. Like he schemed. It was structured there when he had that power. Which is why you don't get power to Q. Q too busy having a grown girlfriend. First of all, let's start there, right? Insane. A grown girlfriend. He's DJing because he got his own thing going on. Still got to be home by a certain time. He got a dad and the mother probably don't play. He got an older brother. He got brothers and stuff. So he back home. Bishop, ain't no telling with him. He can't be outside because them boys gonna get him.
Yeah.
Structure was Raheem, even though he had a kid. And he had a kid. So he had a father mentality probably. Even though he wasn't a great father, it seemed like.
He had a kid.
Young. So that's why he felt, I guess, the need to be in charge and had the power. But that power given to the coaching, managing, all that stuff. If I tell you right now, hey, yo, I'm leaving you and Bailey at home. Bailey's in charge. How you think the house gonna look?
Not great.
What kind of structure you think it's gonna be? Not because Bailey can't do something or inadequate, but for me, being a leader or being somebody who has power, I'm giving the power to the person that I feel like can distribute the power the best. So it's you.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure that, the person that got the power can own that power and deserving of the power. And also is gonna know how to use that power and not abuse the power. Q abused it. Bishop abused it. He felt like when he had a gun, he had the power. But the power was never about the gun. That just made it people fear him. So they all reacted out of fear. I said disloyalty, but that wasn't really disloyalty. That was them acting out of fear. I might be next. So I ain't gonna say nothing. Bishop was going crazy, but I can't tell nobody because I might be next. They would say that too. A lot of times when you into something as a group, you're supposed to get the strongest person. Well, Bishop killed the leader. So what happens? Everybody follow the next person. So that's what I would say. And when you ask me what is power, I just say like power is, it's more mental than physical. I would say that. It's more mental, but it's a good balance of both. Because you got to be strong mentally and physically. That's what power is for me. Power is not, you don't get a gun and you got power. You get a gun and you got something that keep you back from you. I wouldn't call it power though. Because when that gun is gone, then what? If you're powerful with or without the gun. In my opinion. So, like you would respect me for the power I have because how I'm a deal with somebody that's talking to you a certain way. I ain't gotta shoot them. I ain't gotta do it. I can talk to them. When I talk to y'all a certain way, I talk to y'all a certain way. You know when I'm upset. You know when I'm being firm. You know when I'm taking like even for me in my situation, like I'm a spearhead in this family. Certain thing I'm doing. I gotta drive somewhere. I gotta plan this out. I gotta find a way to make this happen. I gotta find a way. I'm finding a way. So power isn't just like, hey, I award you powers. No, it's like what attributes do you have to adequately make sure you're distributing this power well, or you taking care of this power. So things that I might can do. I can plan. I got labor, the physicality. I got that. Like it's something I'm gonna troubleshooting. Things like that, speaking to somebody, like power comes with all of that stuff, and it's gonna come with a headache. Trust me, power with great power comes great power comes like a great amount of headache, a great amount of disdain, great amount of adversity. So power is more than just something you can have. Power is like, how you gonna succumb? How you gonna not succumb to this adversity? How you gonna overcome this adversity? That's power. How you gonna handle it? That's power. That's juice.
In the movie, you start kind of feeling bad about Bishop because you could tell he never had power. So when he got it, he had too much of it, I think. He had too much power. He started abusing it and stuff.
I agree. That's a good point you made too. Because I feel like in the film, you see like he never been in a position where he was feared or he had any kind of power. Even in his crew, he wasn't the next man. It seemed like it was Raheem, then Q, then Bishop in that crew. So he maybe no sense of power, And I feel like as a human being, like even parenting, before you become a parent, you babysit kids. You might be a sibling, so you watching kids. You know, you're put in positions of you put in some supervisory positions. So when you have to supervise your own life that you created, it's a little easier for you. Imagine never ever watching a sister, watching your brother, watching anybody being in charge at all, but having to take care of a baby. Like, whoa, what is this? You know. So I do think it's baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. And with Bishop, his mistake I think was, and it's an inner city mistake we make a lot, where we think the power is the gun. The power isn't the gun; it's the person holding the gun that got the power. And I think that's what the mishap be. He felt like that gun was gonna be his ticket to being powerful, but it was his ticket to just gun violence and being feared. Because I think even the friends, we mentioned this loyalty earlier, and I 100% agree, but I also feel like they acted out of fear. They weren't street guys. They weren't out there just causing crime. They acted out of fear. And so because they feared that they could be next, they didn't say nothing. Because they feared that they might be next and get killed or go to jail. Because once you, remember, the guy in the store died. I don't know if you know, I don't know if you know your law, but like if me and you do a crime, we go rob somebody and that person dies, you get charged with murder too. Even I could have killed the person. You with me? It's a murder now. So it's also that fear of, I'm not trying to go to jail for my life. So it was a lot of things involving that. But I say all that to do because I feel like Juice people hate that movie sometimes, but I feel like it's a good representation of like life in the 90s / 80s / early 2000s in inner cities, where one day you could be a regular kid, the next day you could be a murderer. One day, we all been one decision away from like our life being over. Like I told you, I witnessed the murder.
Yeah.
Somebody can either say, yo, he was there. I can never move down here at all. I don't have you. I don't meet your mom. You know, a lot of things won't happen. Just because I was somewhere I shouldn't have been. I'm 14, I'm 13. I shouldn't be outside this time. I damn sure shouldn't have been the way I was at. You see what I'm saying? But it's that I've hung around older kids. I made bad decisions, and sometimes when you don't get reprimanded for them bad decisions, you continue to do it. So it'd be a cycle. Like even Bishop in the movie, he killed Raheem. Well, he didn't get questioned about. Well, he got questioned, but he ain't go to jail. Yeah. So what happened? I'm gonna kill somebody else. I'm gonna keep shooting people until I get reprimanded for the shooting I'm doing. And it happens that way. Even for me, like I told you, I was young. You did certain things. You never got caught doing certain things. So you keep doing it. It's not that I can't brag on it. I don't like bragging. I don't like talking to y'all about that anyway. But like, you become a victim of your circumstance or what you think your circumstance is. And at the time of me being younger, I thought my circumstances was this. And also, music was heavy influence. I'm listening to music like, oh, I want to do that. I'm not blaming the artist. That was me listening to music. But I wanted to experience what they was talking about. Or I had already experienced what they was talking about, now I felt it more. So now I like that kind of music. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Once again, art imitating life. Oh, I robbed this person, I did that. Oh, it's my life. I like that song. Turn it up. That's me talking about. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I did that. Turn it up. That's me. So you resonate with it. It's art imitating life. Yeah. And I feel like that's how I like to parent. I like to watch stuff with y'all and then have this dialogue with y'all, because you get to learn more about me and learn more about you. I know I joke and play a lot. You see a joke and playing version. People that know me from younger, they would tell you sometimes I even talk. This is me. Just like you. You be quiet, but I just be like this. If you're on a block, I'm just sitting down on the stoop like this, just because you just, I mean, you on alert. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if somebody gonna come through doing something, or you never know what's gonna happen. And I was, like I said, that was like the belly of the beast. That I wouldn't have y'all live in environments at all. And so, and you've been in New York with me. You seen that one time. You seen we went through, like, see me how I'm walking fast. It's not like, I'm not saying I'm like the guru of everything, but it was easy for me to lead y'all everywhere we went. Y'all just follow. It took me 2 seconds to get back in that mode. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't. It's not the South. Don't be smiling saying hi.
Yeah.
Did we speak to anybody with it? No, we ain't speak. Kept walking, mind our business, and went to our room. Went outside, store, went to our room. Stood by the bus. Y'all sit with me. Okay, cool. Don't say nothing to nobody. It's just simple. It's not hard. The rules are the rules. Those don't change. That's power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, I do a pretty good job every now and then. But you got was those all your questions?
Yeah, those were all my questions.
Okay. Want to make sure I write. But yeah, I think the movie was good. It's good. I like explaining stuff to you. I want to do this more often. We should pick a different movie and talk about it and write themes down and have dialogue on that. We should do that and then put them out like that. We'll get better at it. It's just juice right now, but we can do a different one. It ain't gotta be no street movie. It could be a love movie. It could be Notebook for all I care.
The movie Notebook?
Yeah, whatever. I'm cool watching whatever, and if you're gonna have a dialogue and talk about it, I think that's dope.
Yeah.
I
I like that.
You like that? You love movies though. That's your thing. But yeah, I like that. Like the conversation. I like you could play it back and watch if you want to. You can, and you get better and better at it as you go along. And then people might chime in. They might have a guess. Who knows? We might have somebody come do it with us or something like that. Anything you want to say to people? You look amazing, man. You just look beautiful. I know. Let me get my phone out real quick. Let me make a little snap, man.
Okay.
Let's see. Before we end this, make my little video real quick. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm doing a podcast with my daughter. I know it's a lot of 13-year-olds out there, right? But I just feel like I got one of the most beautiful 13-year-olds there is, bro. Look at her. Bro. When you start looking like this? And why? Show me your hair. Let me see your hair.
Puberty.
Turn. Now turn to the side. Ooh. Shit. Yo, you showing out, bro. Why are you so beautiful?
I got it from my parents.
But hold on, wait. Now, come on.
What?
You look a lot like me, bro. I know you're saying parents are plural. I get it. I get the plural thing, but come on, bro. Look at you.
I got it from both. Genetics, DNA.
Yeah. You did.
I did.
You did. Yo, you're a beautiful girl, bro.
Thanks.
This is crazy.
I appreciate it.
I hope you do. I really hope you do. Anything you want to say before we go?
I don't really have nothing to say.
What's new? How did I guess that? But I definitely appreciate you. We could do this more often, man.
Yes, we can.
Pick
out a movie.
You should just love me more. If you loved me more, I feel like we'd be good to go. Like you gotta love me a little more. I feel like you've decreased your love for me. I don't know why. But how can I get that increased again? Like how can I get more love from you? And why you have to think about it so much? I'm not really following why you have to think about it so much. How can I get more love from you? Yo, this is crazy.
I don't even have any more love to give out, so that doesn't even make any sense.
What? What? Bro. What?
I tried to say that in a nice way.
You don't have no love to give out.
Like I've given all my love away. If that makes sense.
To who?
To my family members. My parents, my grandparents, my aunties and uncles, I already said that.
Bro, you out of pocket, bro. Give me some love, bro. Damn.
I do.
Why you don't love the kid, man?
You in your 30s.
Hey, all right.
Sorry, I just had to say it.
No, you didn't have to say it at
It
all.
was
That's
funny
the thing.
in my
No.
mind.
You didn't have to say anything.
You didn't have to say you were the kid.
It's a saying, like the kid. It's like the saying.
I know.
We out, man. You